Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. I have a book review to do for you today. I love to read, and I sometimes post pictures of the book that I'm reading currently on Instagram, and I've had quite a few of you ask me about books or how they are or whatever, so I wanted to give you a quick book review. Today I'm going to review 3 books, and they are all about homemaking. These are all Christian books. They are based on Christian principles, so if that's not your thing, then you probably aren't going to be interested in this video, and that's totally okay. But yeah, the 3 that I'm going to be talking about today are books on homemaking. They touch on like marriage and parenting, and they are Christian-based books. So I'm going to get into that. This is going to be just a really quick overview of the books. I'm not going to go into really deep detail, but if you're looking for a inspirational homemaking type of book, then hopefully I can give you some ideas for that. Okay, the first book that I want to talk about is one of my favorites. It is called Women Living Well. It is by Courtney Joseph. She has a YouTube channel. She is an author, obviously, and she's an inspirational speaker. I just love her. I think she's awesome. I actually found the book through her YouTube channel, and I think she's great. She has a really strong heart for homemaking, and she talks about how, you know, what we do matters, even if it doesn't look like it matters, and it's just very encouraging, especially if you are kind of in the trenches and you're in a hard point of marriage or a hard point of parenting. It kind of gives you some strength to continue on your journey, and I really like this. I try to read this book at least once a year. It is one of my favorites, and I really like Courtney, and since I've seen her actually speak on her YouTube channel and stuff, it's kind of like I know her personality, I know how she says things, so it makes it more interesting for me as a reader, since I've actually heard her speak, and I think you'll like this one a lot if that's your thing. And the next book that I want to talk to you about is called Life Management for Busy Women. This is by Elizabeth George. Elizabeth George is also a speaker, and I think that she is fabulous too. She is a little bit older than Courtney. She has grown children, and she actually struggled with depression at one point, and she touches on how like she came out of that, and it's very just encouraging. It's kind of almost like manual like on how to kind of go about things and do things, and I thought it was very encouraging. I read the whole book pretty quickly, and again, I've heard her speak, so it makes me more drawn to the book because I think she's just the right blend of funny and really giving you some important information as well. And again, she has a great heart for homemaking, and it all goes back to those biblical principles of why we do what we do, and helps you definitely get through those hard days when you don't want to do what we got to do. So I think that this is a really great book as well. The last book that I want to talk about is called Created to Be His Helpmeet. I actually picked this one up from the library. I heard another YouTuber, Love Meg, mention this, and she said that she really liked this book. It's by Debbie Pearl, and in all honesty, I probably wouldn't have picked this up if I would have made the connection between Debbie Pearl and her husband, Michael Pearl. They have some parenting information out there and a parenting book that I wholeheartedly disagree with. And honestly, if I would have made the connection, I wouldn't have picked up this book. However, I did pick it up, and again, I got it from the library, so it didn't cost me money or anything. And I did read it, and there were some good points in here. There were some good things that you could take away from this book, but there were also some things that I just didn't agree with in here. And definitely this is not for a single mom. This is not for somebody who's been divorced, because it is very, very condescending for those people. And I didn't like that. Everybody has different circumstances. Yes, we know as Christians, the Bible teaches that God hates divorce. But there are certain circumstances where it's necessary. It doesn't make it a happy thing or a good thing, but it's necessary. And I have a friend who's actually going through a situation like that right now. And it's hard for me because especially since I have somebody that I care about who's going through a situation like this. So yes, there are some good things that you can take away from this book, but there are also some things that I think you could do without. So if you're going to check out this one, I would suggest getting it from your library. That way, if you don't like it, you don't have to purchase it. And again, yeah, there are some good things in here that you could take away from it, but there are things that maybe not so much. So those are my thoughts on the 3 books on homemaking that I've recently read. And those are the most recent ones that I've read. That's why I chose those books. I'm sure I will read plenty more in the future. I'm always looking for new information to read. If you have a suggestion of a book that I should read, put it down in the comments below. I love reading books on homemaking and parenting and being a good wife and those kind of things, because that's what I do. I'm a homemaker. I am a stay-at-home mom. So those are the things that I like to read because that's what I'm passionate about, and I want to do the best job that I can. So that's what I tend to gravitate towards, and other motivational, inspiring type of books. So if you have some of those in mind, leave them in the comments below because I would love to check those out. And if you like these kind of videos, these little reviews, then give me a thumbs up, and I will definitely love to do more in the future because, like I said, I love to read. I read usually at least a book a month. So I could probably do that for you guys if that's something that you were interested in. And I would also, of course, love it if you would subscribe. That way you get notification every time I post a video. And I look forward to seeing you in my next one.